Today we are going to learn about Garmin BaseCamp version 4.7.3, which is what it is at the time of this recording. And oh, is this a process? And this is not easy software to use, nor is it easy to set up. But hopefully after watching this, you'll be able to set it up on your own. The first thing you do is that you go to garmin.com/basecamp, which changes the address depending on what country you're in, and then you go ahead and you scroll. Yeah, they don't put it right up here where it should be. Scroll down, and then download. And I'm concentrating on the Windows version. That is what I have. I am running the latest version of Windows 10 Pro, although this will work on home and any version of Windows 10. Notice that it says you need .NET and well, hopefully you have the .NET framework installed. If not, you can get it from Windows Update. It should prompt you for it, hopefully. If it doesn't, I can't help you out there, but it's supposed to. A default Windows 10 installation does install .NET framework, so yeah, there's that. And then you get the software, but we're not done yet because you need to install the latest maps. It does not come with them. It comes with the global map, which is just highways, major highways. It's a very small map image, but to get this, so let's just assume you've installed Garmin Express. And okay, well, how do I get the maps in here? And that's when we go to the Garmin Express software. Now I have version 7.3.0.0, which again is the current one at the time of this recording. If you have a Nuvi or Drive Smart that has lifetime maps, before running this, I should say, close BaseCamp first. So if it's running, turn it off or just close it. Then go into Express. Load in your Nuvi or Drive Smart and click on it. Now you get a thing, it's assuming you're up to date, and it says okay, map details. So we click on map details, and then we click on map options, and then there it is, install to computer, program data Garmin/maps. That is where it installs the maps to. And when you do this, you'll notice it says right here, to use maps with Garmin BaseCamp, you can install the files on your computer in addition to your device. So if you have the lifetime maps, if you have a Garmin with it, you don't have to pay any extra. You can just go ahead and install it. Installing files in the computer may take a significant amount of hard drive space. That it does. We're talking about somewhere at least, well, for the United States image, it is 3 gigs. So I would say have at least 4 to 5 gigs free. If you don't, you better get some. When you choose for this, you will be installing BaseCamp in addition to map updates. Okay, and then after this is done, let's close this out and we go back into BaseCamp. Then, when you see this up here, that is when you're all set. But you're gonna say, I don't see this. How do I do it? Okay, this is where the difficulty in BaseCamp starts, is how to modify this menu. Okay. You can hear the frustration in my voice because once this is all set up, this is fine. You can use it, but anyway. Go into a blank area and just right click, and you'll see a whole bunch of checkboxes. Uncheck every single one of these. So it looks like this. Then go back and right click in a blank area again, and we're going to add things manually. So start with the detail level. Now medium's good, because if you go to, you would think, oh, I'm going to go to highest. Well, if you do, I'll show you what happens. See how long the map drawing is taking? It's a bad idea to use highest map detail. And by the way, it does not matter how fast your computer is. It doesn't matter because this software just takes forever to crunch through data. So go to medium and stay there. When you start to zoom in, I'm using my mouse and my mouse wheel up to zoom. So once you start to zoom in, you will notice, see, there's more detail. So the detail will show up when you zoom in. So just because it's medium doesn't mean it's medium everywhere. And the biggest advantage to medium is when you zoom out, you can drag around and you'll notice, yeah, oh, it's a little choppy. That's BaseCamp. Right. So that was the first one we did. We did detail level. I'll do edit. That's cut, copy, paste. I'm going to right click again. We don't need playback. Don't need view. Okay, yeah, view. That changes from 2D to three-dimensional mode. Maybe you want that. If I do three-dimensional, let me go back to 2D. Watch the map. See how it leans? Kind of like on a Drive Smart. Maybe you want that? I don't know. But you click on the square to go back to 2D. Okay, right click on blank area again. Activity profiles, no. Map products, click. Yes, that's what brings down this menu. Right. So right click again, map tools, but the left, I'm sorry, I should have said that earlier. You right click to get the menu, you left click the one you want. So map tools, this is the hand that allows you to drag the map by clicking and holding. This one turns your mouse into a zoom. So if I left click, that's an increment in zoom. A right click is a decrement. That's select tool, and this one is the measure tool. Select, yeah, that means you can click, and I wouldn't use it. I don't. And then the measure tool is when I can just click and drag, and notice it says how many, what the distance is. So I can click around, and you can make a square area. It's kind of neat, kind of neat. And I right click to get out of that. So anyway, go back to the hand, Okay, because I like that because I want to drag my map around. Right click, drawing tools. The only one you're going to be concerned with here is new waypoint, that little red flag. Yeah. Right click again, edit features. No, we don't need that. So I'll right click and click that again to get rid of it. Device transfer, no. Task launcher, no. Area avoidances, no. Show select tool, that's what brings up this arrow right here. Watch right here when I click. So now it's gone. Yeah, I'm going to keep that away. And okay, so at this point the menu is still messed up looking. So the only way I have found to really make this work, okay, now notice there's a triple dot at the side of each of these. I'll take this left click and hold and drag it down. Okay, and then it expanded it a little bit. Now for those of you, some of you that are old enough to remember, you're probably getting bad memories of Windows 95, Windows 98. This is kind of what the BaseCamp experience is like. This interface is so old. Oh, it is ancient. Okay, so I'm going to keep this here. I'm going to drag this over here, and see, my mouse turns into a crosshair when I go over triple dot, so I'm going to drag this here, and I'm going to, okay, I'm going to go down, move this over. Yeah, I know, this is dumb. This is dumb, but this is what you got to do. Do this, and go up and to the left, and okay. Now, can you do a lock the taskbar thing? No. So that means if you accidentally click and drag it out, like, oh, what did I do? You got to manually drag it back again. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, the search. Let's show this. This is kind of interesting. Now you would assume you could just right click or left click in here and enter a new waypoint. Nah. Can't do that. Can you do it here? No, you can right click and sort. So how do I do it? Well, can I right? Oh, there we go. I can right click on the map. So if I want to just mark this location right in the middle, in the bowels of Dallas, I'll just do this right here and new. Ah, there we go. And there it is. And I can double click and I can open it. Okay, cool. But then you notice something. Oh, I don't want these type of coordinates. How do I change that? Okay, let me show that. I'll get to the search thing and other stuff. Just hang on a second. So anyway, edit, options, and measurement, and go down to position and grid. Now right now it is latitude, longitude, DDD which nobody uses. The only two that people use is either DDD or MMSS.S, as in, I'm sorry, DDD degree minute second. So you either have decimal, longitude and latitude, or you have degree minute second, longitude and latitude. So I'll do this one first. Because, you know why? Because that involves typing the least amount of numbers. That's why. So I'll show that first, and look at the bottom left here. You'll notice it has changed, and if I double click, okay. North 32 degrees, 46.847, west 96. Okay, good. But the ones that most people are familiar with is the decimal. So I'll go back to edit and options, to measurement, and to grid, and to HDDD.DDDD. Okay, and as I move around, notice the bottom left, it has changed. Edit, I'm sorry, double click. Okay, yes, it will automatically convert them. That is a nice part about the software. That is nice. Okay, so let me just delete the, okay. Oh, I should note that. Okay, let's just say I click this and I hit delete, and it will say items will be deleted from all lists. Now that's kind of important to note, but let me cancel that for the time being. I'm going to right click on my collection and do, and I apologize in advance. I'm sorry. You'll understand in a second, because the way this is done, you're probably going to have to come back to this video just as a reference. Anyway, but that's what this video is for. Okay, so I'm going to right click on my collection and new list. Okay, and I will have it as my custom. You can name it anything you want. Spaces are fine. My custom list. Okay. Now you'll notice in my collection, that's where this guy is that I saved. There's nothing in unlisted data. You cannot delete the unlisted data folder. You cannot do it. And there's a reason for that. So if I take this and I drag it up, now notice it says, oh, no, can't drag here. I'm left clicking with the mouse and holding. I left click and hold on this and drag, and oh, no, yep, okay, yep, I can go there. And it moved it. Okay. But when I delete out of a custom list, is it deleted? No, it's moved to unlisted data. When it is in unlisted data and you delete, that's when you get this warning that says, okay, yeah, it's really going to be deleted for real. Kind of like a recycle bin of sorts, but let me put this back here for a sec. Okay, click, hold. Oh, is it not going to let me do it now? There we go. Click, hold, back in the custom list. That is, by the way, a completely useless wait animation. It's instant. Okay, now there's a, I'm trying to see, it's like, okay, remove. I think if you right click and delete, instead of hitting your delete key on your keyboard, you right click and you do delete. Yeah, that's a true delete. That's how you can skip the unlisted data thing. Like, ugh. Okay. kind of annoying. Now, here's the thing. If you want to do searches, actually, you know what? Before I do that, let's just say that for the moment, you know the coordinates of a particular area, and you just want to quickly create a waypoint. That's what this red flag thing is for. So if I click that, now it does nothing at first because it changes your mouse into a, you'll notice it's an arrow with a little square next to a tiny little square. So if I click, okay, now let's just say I mark that and I go in here. It's like, okay, so you do this, click anywhere, and then edit it, and then you can change to my spot, and then you got a bunch of icons to choose from if you want. Don't bother. Here is where you can do things. So I'm just going to make up like a random, okay, 32.78123 minus 96 dot 12345. Okay, and click outside. Now you'll notice it disappeared. It didn't disappear. It went directly to those coordinates. So if I exit out of this and double click, that is where my spot is, wherever the hell that is. Yeah, okay, so I'll put it there. Then I can go back in and just delete all this stuff. Or I can modify it to whatever I like. And when I go to send this over to a Nuvi or a DriveSmart, which I'll talk about in a second, then yes, it will be the correct coordinate, your name, the name that you gave it, and that's how that works. So again, you just hit this red arrow up here, you click anywhere, then you just double click and edit the waypoint, name it, change the information to your preference, and then okay, you're good to go. Now from here, when you plug in a Nuvi or a DriveSmart and you want to send waypoints over to it, as a matter of fact, I will do it right now. Do I have one nearby? Yes. Okay, I'll gotta plug this sucker in. I'm gonna plug in a DriveSmart as I'm recording this. I should have done this in advance. I did not, because I'm a dingleberry. Okay. I'll give that a second while that is loading up. Actually, while that is loading up, okay, the search thing. Yeah. Okay, so let's, first of all, you know, you can't really show anything. If you hit the blue arrow, you get to see all this stuff. But let's just say you want to search. Let me X that out. All right. Let me go back. I'm zooming out. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, if you forget to change your mouse back to the hand, it will just keep adding new waypoints. Right click, delete, delete, back to the hand. And now, yeah, this thing, oh, I'm sorry I didn't explain this. This arrow thing is just the compass, and you can do zoom in and zoom out, kind of. Yeah. Oh, there it goes. Yeah. This is what happens when you plug in a GPS. Anyway, I guess I'll show that first. Okay, so I'm done with this custom list, right? Oh, I should show one more thing before showing how to send it to the unit. So if I double click and you want to assign it a category, you just click the categories tab and you just type in what the category is and add, and it will show up in this list. Now when you X, it insta saves. It will instantly save it. That's normal. That's the way that this software works. And then after that, what I can do is I can go to my custom list, or just I'll show both ways. So if I want to send the list, everything in this list, I right click and I can do a send to, and I can send, it shows my DriveSmart internal storage, and okay, and blip, it will send all the waypoints. And if you wanted to import your waypoints, your favorites, into BaseCamp. That is done by, let's see if I remember, yeah, device, there we go, yeah, device, receive from device, and click this and hit OK. Now what will happen is when you do that, it will all show up down here into the list that you are in. So what you might want to do first is go to My Collection, right click, and a new list and say import, and then make sure that list is selected and then do device receive right. Okay, let me delete this. Is it remove? Oh, I just remembered another thing about this software. Okay, what's the difference between remove and delete unique content and remove? Well, if you remove, it will remove the list but not the waypoints. It moves them over into unlisted data. If you're removing delete unique content, then it will delete the list. Yeah, the list and everything in the list. This software is just rough to describe. It really is. Okay, anyway. So I showed how to do that, and now what we're going to do is the search. Okay, so search. Let me just zoom back. We're back to the hand. Okay, yeah, back to the hand. And I'll go back up here. Okay. So if I go in here and I search for post office and just hit enter, or you can hit the little magnifier. Right, so it shows these three things, which the software does not tell you what these are. Well, if you hover over them, it'll tell you. This is the points of interest that was found in the map database. These are the addresses that it found. This is the user data, which means it gets it from here, your local data. And there's also Yelp.com, which in fact does work amazingly. So if I click on Yelp, see all this? Look at that. Kind of neat. And you can actually see reviews on Yelp, and it will launch your browser, and you can actually mark a waypoint from here. So if I wanted to mark this, I just go beep. Oh, yeah, look at that. Because of licensing restrictions, we must locate Yelp search results in your country. Well, isn't that nice? It won't let me even do it. Oh, Garmin, I can't stand your software. I really can't stand. Anyway, get rid of that. Well, I know I can mark these. So point of interest and blep. There it goes. And now I put it in here and I can click. I can edit, do what I want, change a category. Now these icons, I might as well mention this. They used to show up in Newbies and Drive Smarts. Not anymore. It does not matter what you select here. Now, it may be on the handheld trail units, it will. Maybe. But I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. I don't even mess with these. I just leave it as the blue flag. Unless I need a reference when I'm actually using BaseCamp, then I'll make it a different color or something like that. And yeah, you can do custom. Oh my god, I'm not even going to get into that. Yes, it is possible to do custom waypoint markers. Is it worth the bother? It is not. Maybe I'll do another video, and you know what? I don't think I will. It's too much of a pain. It's really too much of a pain to do. So anyway, right. Now, what I can do is, if I turn off POI, it will just show addresses. Turn on POI, it shows the names. Turn off address, you get the idea. Now, also in addition to that, you'll see more. So if I click more, okay. Are we done yet? No, because I can actually click the triple dot here and find even more. Oh, there we go. Now we got a whole bunch. Oh, look at all this. Isn't that special? And I can even keep going if I want to, which is nice. If I want to go back, I click this, and then I can close. Now there is a little find options thing here where you can show top results, addresses, user data, Yelp, all this other stuff, and click X. Get the hell out of there. Ooh, man. Now, as far as usefulness, the usefulness of this comes in retrieving your favorites and editing them if you want to, and after that sending them back to your DriveSmart or Nuvi. However, and this is the final thing I'll say before ending this video because it's gone on long as it is, if when you send favorites, waypoints, to your Nuvi or DriveSmart, does it overwrite what's there? No, it will not. What happens is, let's just say on my DriveSmart I have a favorite called My Spot. What will happen is that when I send this, let's just say this was already on the DriveSmart, when I go to right click and send to the DriveSmart, it will send it, but the DriveSmart will automatically rename it to My Spot 1. And if I sent it again, it'll rename that one to My Spot 2, and so on and so on and so on. What this means is that if you're going to edit a whole bunch of favorites within BaseCamp and then send them back to your Nuvi or DriveSmart, you need to go to your Nuvi or DriveSmart and delete manually your waypoints, your favorites off there, or else you're going to get a bunch of duplicates. And if you're asking, well, isn't there a way to synchronize between BaseCamp and the DriveSmart? No, that would make sense. No, we don't have that. Yeah, Garmin does have an app that you can use to do Bluetooth synchronization. It doesn't work. Or I should say, okay, it works, but kind of only when it wants to. So if you're going to do this, this is a decidedly old school way of doing favorite management and so on and so forth. Oh, yeah, wait a minute, there's one last thing here. Yeah, there's a trip planner in this. There is. I have not, and I know some, particularly motorcycle guys, are like, oh, can I edit my trips in this? I don't know. I think so. I think so. Whether this actually works when you send it to a motorcycle unit, which would be a Zumo, Garmin Zumo, I have no idea. But yeah, it is in here, and you can edit the trips just the same as you would on the Garmin SatNav. But whether that, and you can send it, sure. Does it work? I don't know. You might want to post your experience down as a comment if it did work. All I do know is that this software, even though it's 2020, copyright 2008 2020, it hasn't there has not been a 2021 release of this yet. But anyway, even though this is not old software, it certainly acts like it. It's an old interface, old UI. It's difficult to work with. Once you start using it a bit, yeah, it's pretty good. Actually, what am I saying? No, it's not. It's not good. But it's what we have. That's it. If you use this, good luck.